back here at the NCS Minor one-day CSGO LAN. I am Darth Mike, joined again by the wonderful Josh.
Hello.
Stepping into the casting world. We've got another matchup coming for you folks. This time it's going to be team name, and yes, that is in fact their team name, against the Academy Puggers. So some familiar faces for the DC LAN scene. We got Austin, Far, Bauer, Sibo, and Honey on team name. And then on the Academy Puggers side, we got F. Diddy, Loki, Slug, Sweeps, and Fish. So some familiar players here at the Rise Demonstration Center, kind of becoming home soil for some of these players. And we're going to see how they match up now today.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I got the opportunity to meet Bauer just before the last game. Yeah, and it was, he's a really intelligent guy. I'm really looking forward to seeing both of these teams play against each other.
He's a good dude. They've been coming to, I think, every DC LAN that I've been at. Some of the frags as well. They're, you know, staples of this local scene. So it's always good to see players like that returning and really fleshing out the scene. Speaking of helping flesh out the scene, part of making a scene possible is infrastructure. And if you need some infrastructure to help facilitate your team, you know, you can turn to
Who?
Linode. Private server providers. They've got SSD-based Linux servers based in Philadelphia, so great ping all across the East Coast and the U.S. in general. You can host all of your server needs, whether it's CS-based, you need a prac server for your team, or if you want to start a project and you need a little bit of cloud computing, head on over to linode.com and use code NCS2019 at checkout for $50 off your order. It's pretty substantial, seeing as their plans start at $5 a month.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's 10 months free if you're at that $5 mark. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I did my math right? Yeah, 5 times. Okay, I'm at least, I haven't forgotten that much from school, folks. So head on over to linode.com and check it out. You can also type !Linode in the chat if you want to know more. Also, of course, in terms of infrastructure, you can't get anything done if you don't have a PC that's capable of handling this ridiculous game that we play called Counter-Strike.
Oh, my God.
Everyone knows it is spaghetti code. It is super demanding, and
Yes.
for the most demanding of games, the most demanding of performances, you can turn to Computer Upgrade Kings. If you want to upgrade your system, if you want to upgrade your life, head on over to CUKUSA.com, and you can use code, I think it's GEX19. There's a code, ! CUKUSA in chat, and we've got a code that you can use at checkout for 5% off of your order. Get yourself a new rig. I personally am a big fan of the Mantis, mostly because of the name, and there's one that has the infinity mirror in front. It looks awesome. They've all loaded with the best in computer hardware and equipment. They've got gaming laptops and monitors as well. So head on over to CUKUSA.com, check them out, buy some good stuff, and you'll be at the level of some of these elite fraggers soon. So I think we're going to be headed into the next game shortly. We've got them loading into the server, team name and Academy Puggers. So what are you looking for in this matchup?
I'm looking for some action. After that last game, we saw, what is it? We saw that that Zeus kill early on. We saw we saw the flashbang that got thrown.
Yeah, dodgeball. A little bit of
flashbang, dodgeball.
Good clip. I want to see that clip,
Oh,
folks.
yeah. I'm going to see that clip after. But, you know, just some things to spark it up, to start it off yet again.
Some players to highlight here. Bauer, we talked about him before, a staple of the LAN scene. I've seen him in a few LANs now, and he's usually a very solid player. So he's going to be a player to highlight as sort of a hub around which his team can orbit, if that makes any sense. We've got Austin as well, also a very skilled player. Nitsua is the way it's typed out because it's Austin backwards. That is my least favorite trend.
That's
in
how.
player names.
Yeah, I was talking to another
confusing
spectator about. He was saying that's all you gotta do to be an NA pro.
There you
is
go.
Turn your name backwards.
Just like Cutler. And
Cutler, yeah.
Rock, Ethan and Naughty. Although he was going by Ethan in the last thing that I saw him out at the minor,
Well,
so maybe the trend is reversing.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's him reversing.
Relics and Skylar.
Yeah.
If you had to do a full 360 with your name.
Oh, is that what it is?
Relics? Yeah,
Oh,
his name is Skylar.
I
See?
didn't know.
You didn't know it. You always called him Relics. It's
Yeah.
confusing, folks. It's confusing. So a lot of players do it. It's not uncommon. Austin, the next victim. But Nitsua just doesn't sound as good as Austin.
No.
Let's see. Who else do we got? Sibo. Maybe it's obese.
I
His name would be obese if it was backwards.
No,
I don't think that's
no,
his name.
no. That's not how it's spelled. That's not how it's gonna be. But
We'll stick with Sibo.
is it Sibo or Skibo?
Maybe Skibo.
Yeah.
Skee-ball?
Ski.
He likes skee-ball a lot. He's
Yeah.
named himself after
Skibo.
it. Skibo plays skee-ball. We got F. Diddy, just a really swaggy name out there.
Yeah. Really,
Slug.
really.
Attractive name. Really communicates just how lightning quick he is on those flicks. Is a name like Slug. Just
It's to throw his opponents off.
what I think of when I think of elite fraggers. Slugs. Just slime.
I mean,
on the
fish is also. You know.
Yeah, but like there's lots of different. Like a shark is a fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
A marlin is a fish.
Yeah, that's
those are
true.
quick.
You could have.
Those are,
Yeah,
those
you
are
could
pretty
have
dope. You could also
yeah.
just be huge, like a sunfish, just big. The sailfish.
Yeah.
So you know, there's a lot of variety in the fish sphere. You could be a barracuda.
All right.
Sweeps. He is a big fan of brooms.
Sweeps the floor.
Sweeps them off the server.
Yeah.
Sweeps them off the site.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an opportunity to make that joke.
I can work with that. I
Yeah.
can work with that a lot. Not quite sure what's happening here. I think we're having teams join up. I think it might just be a moment here, folks. But that does give me a time to talk about what we're doing here at this NCS Minor. This is part of the National Championship Series. It's being brought to you by Nerd Street Gamers in conjunction with their partners around the country. GEXDCAE and Gex Esports here in DC is the local partner here. Putting on this tournament, there's also going to be games and tournaments in Boston, in Philly, of course in Philly, in DC, in Denver. We've got all sorts of locations opening up, and there's going to be some very exciting things on the horizon, folks. So keep an eye out. Go to NCS, I believe it's ncs.gg, and check that out. Check out the full national championship schedule and figure out where the next event near you is going to be. It's very exciting for me as well, just to see that the reach of these kind of local grassroots events expand around the U.S. Because, I mean, this is the way I've come up in casting is I walked into a local event and said, hey, can I cast? And they said, yes.
Wow.
And, you know, you're getting your
That's
start
what I'm doing
here.
right now.
You're doing exactly that right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have these local events that players can go to, improve themselves at, get that LAN experience. Because it is just so important to be able to replicate your success online and bring it to LAN. It's a whole different ball game when you're in person, when you're with people, when your players are sitting next to you, shoulder to shoulder, and you're getting hyped together.
Yeah.
You take that victory, and it's everyone in or everyone loses. So it's good to see these grassroots events more and more around the U.S., and they're just ever expanding. It's a very exciting time to be a sort of a semi-professional Counter-Strike player in the U.S.
Yeah, especially with a game like Counter-Strike, like. The atmosphere is just so much different at a LAN event than it is, you know, if you're going to play an open tournament at ESCA or something. But, yeah.
It's important. This infrastructure's been around for, it's a little more common in the European scene. This sort of tier below the full professional where it's a little more fleshed out with local LANs. But in the U.S., there was a dominant scene, and then it sort of faded, and now it's being brought back. And it's good to see more and more of these events and opportunities for players to earn substantial quantities of money as well from the prize pools.
Oh, yeah.
Which goes towards supporting their dream and their aspirations of making it here. So, are we good to go in server? What's the word? What's the word on the servers? We're waiting on one guy to load in, but we're going to be going in just a moment, folks. We're going to take a brief break here, but we'll be right back and straight into the server when we come back. All right, and we're back. It was a very brief break indeed. The trick, folks, for anyone wondering if you've ever done production, is if you say you're throwing to a break or throwing to music, the game will start. Still got some music in my ears. Oh, there it is. Now we see the music of Blades singing and slicing. And it's going to be Farg Bauer and the team name Boys.
The team name Boys.
Who get the chance to choose their side. You presume you're going to see them on the CT side. It's the boring choice, but it's the common choice, and there we go. Dot ready up, boys. It's time to get this match underway. Team name against Academy Puggers. Let's see who gets started fast. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? What's the buy? What are we getting started with here? It's pretty common on Mirage. You're going to see maybe a retake A strategy over on A and a heavy reinforcement towards B. So if you get that quick B hit out of the apartments, you're ready for it. Meanwhile, if you get A, you can sort of fan them out and pick them apart with USPs at range. That's what you'll see a lot of the time. I think that's what we're going to see here is Honey's going to be picking up the kit in a single smoke. Yep, playing back towards the ticket booth. That's pretty common. And then you'll see presence in towards mid to hold for that push. It is going to be an A hit on the T side, so they'll chuck their smokes out and their flashes as well. And we will see that retake A play.
This is really good, but it's also common where you see, you know, 2 players getting that utility and you know, putting out in the site. We've got 2 smokes going down. We've got a couple flashes, couple shots coming out. Got a flash going out on CT. Bombs being planted. CTs do not have control of the site. And, yeah.
This gets hairy now. The player in towards Ticket gets run down. They just use their flashes to bully their way through it. He's only able to get 1 before dropping. Now Slug's being tapped away at, but he's going to be able to stay alive for the moment, and the tables have turned as Sibo, Farg, and Bauer need to retake the site. Leaves it all to Sibo, and he's going to click heads, but time is fast expiring, and it will be Fish to nail the hook and take the last player out of the server.
That
Academy Puggers, they pick up their first pistol round.
That was good. Fish getting the hook. That was good.
I try. I try.
Got F Diddy and Fish getting the AKs while the rest of their teammates get Mac 10s. Definitely pretty standard after they won the round.
It's going to be a contact B play, it seems. Players walking up the apartments. They're just trying to lead the path, and there's nobody on site. As Team Name just sort of went for a firing squad approach to mid. They've maybe got players in towards the underpass. It's going to be Sibo on a fast flank, sneaking his way up those underpass steps. But the site's already fallen. The bomb will be planted, and really they should be ready for this potential flank. Fish may be a little risky there. He's going to get knocked down low, but he won't find the kill. It'll be Honey to follow it up, and a second as well. Now those guns are retrievable potentially in the apartments. And all of a sudden, this gets a lot hairier if you're the Academy Puggers. That's an AK picked up. There's no armor behind it, which makes it difficult. And Sweeps should be able to delete this player as he comes around the corner. There's the shot. There's the catch. But it's only 2 MAC-10s left. This has been very expensive indeed. And they'll start to secure it. Farg last to fall. The Academy Puggers, it's a little more expensive than they were hoping.
Yeah, that was a really good eco coming out from Team Name. And now they're going to be able to buy... They're going to be able to full buy, for the most part, yes. Academy Puggers, not so much.
This is interesting. I think there's a MAC-10 saved through, and they actually just dropped a MAC-10. I'm surprised if they didn't pick that up instead of the UMP. Maybe it was just a little bit of a delayed update on the gun, and the AWP was actually brought through. But it was in the last half. Fish going to start things off. Great shot there. Right mid just knocks Austin's head from his shoulders, and Loki follows it with another quick hit in towards mid. So damage done, position gain. That puts Farg in the unenviable spot of having to play ladder with no real support in towards mid. But they're still going to leave their backs turned to him. Don't quite realize the situation. He actually sets it up for Honey to get the kills. So Honey, just a monster here on the A-bomb site, will eventually get dug out. But that sets up Bauer, who's only good for 1. And now it's just a Loki left alive on this A-bomb site to duel off with Farg. Got to retrieve the bomb and find a way to get the numbers punched in. Op in hand, 52 HP, and no utility whatsoever. 1 smoke on Farg, who he's retrieved to maybe get this done. But 55 seconds, Loki can go wherever he wants on this map.
Yeah, Loki actually pretty much has the advantage so long as he keeps that long distance. Farg is going to try and close that gap when he runs into Loki so that he can win the gunfight. 35 seconds on the clock.
Lurky scopes in. I don't think Farg was close enough to hear that scoping. F Diddy accidentally chatting out there. Used the wrong button. That's Y in you, but it can be confusing. But Farg is going to be well positioned to catch Loki as he comes off of the plant. He chose the right site, and he's rewarded for it. So defuse, no problem. Op retrieved as well. Team Name do steal away the first gun round. However, it was expensive. The problem for Academy Puggers is because they only kept 2 alive in the previous round, they don't really have anything coming into this. So the question is, do they want to force? Do they half buy? Do they pistol armor? What's the call here? Looks like pistol armor is the call. Maybe not even armor. Sweeps has it.
Sweeps has it.
What's Fish?
Yeah, just pistols for everyone. They want to keep around $2,000 so that they can buy next round. But it looks like they've got 3 Deagles and 2 P250s. So.
Okay, Floki. Okay, now it's going to be peeking in mid. Fark's got to be careful. His head is so very vulnerable atop his shoulders.
Getting that long-range Deagle shot down mid. The T's have actually taken mid control pretty well, very well actually. Looks like they might go towards A.
Oh, look at this flank.
Ooh, there it is.
Doesn't expect the player to be boosted up into window, and it's perfect for them. There's going to be an answer back, but it's only one for Austin as the retrieved op does its work, and this is such a catastrophe. If your team name, they're going to likely give up this round. There's not a lot of alley to get back into it. They've got the utility, though, so it's too early to call. Got utility, a smoke, a flash, many flashes, and a Molotov to try and get back through. And Bauer is wisely hiding guns, preventing them from being able to be picked up by this Academy Puggers side. So that's at least one rifle out, but if they don't win this, it won't matter. The damage will be done. Their guns will be retrieved off their corpses. And there's the first peek and the first pick picked up. It's a lot of this is going to come down to Slug. He's got the op and he's up in Palace. There's a smoke to cover off the bomb, and there's a player in towards Sandwich. That player is dropped. Actually, that was the op in Sandwich. Surprising there. And it's going to just be melted away as Bauer and Farg do a great job of recovering here. I assumed the op would just be playing up into Palace, but they give it the Deagle to give it that added mobility on a swing. However, dropping the player Sandwich without an answer back shot means that he's really left on an island and just feels like he has to make the move. So the smoke is good, the defuse is better. In team name, they take their second round.
Team name actually got really lucky that Academy Puggers lost, you know, their flow while they were trying to defend the site. Team name actually had the opportunity to catch Academy Puggers off guard when Fish was taking the bomb from T-spawn all the way through mid.
F Titty gets it started again. They just have not had a lot of luck peeking mid early on here. At least SIBO once more is going to be able to retrieve the op, but you have to assume he's going to be a little more paranoid about that mid boost up. Because last time he got surprised by a player swinging the window, definitely doesn't want to let that happen again.
Loki flashing himself a connector.
Ooh. Opportunity lost there as SIBO doesn't quite line up the shot. Shoots it right past the elbow. That's just a little tickler. So they're going to stay alive, and with 5 still up, an op as well, this could be hazardous. Academy Puggers well equipped to take this A-bomb site, and with it, possibly the round. Op now back towards Ticket. This is a strong position to be sure, and they're going to have to cross out of the arches. That's bomb spotted and dropped. However, SIBO misses his second shot. Fortunately, Honey is there for the alley-oop. So damage done. Now they've got to cross towards site, and there's no utility to do so, so they just got to dry peek and op. F Diddy finds one, but it's Fish who's nearly knocked to oblivion in response, and he will win out the duel. F Diddy just peeking into angles and ripping heads from shoulders. This man is a monster, and that leaves it all to Bauer with so much to do. He'll find the first, not the second, though, as F Diddy manages to crouch his way out of the spray. And now it's just a question of whether Bauer can get through. 5 bullets still in his gun. Will he have enough to do the damage? Doesn't matter. F Diddy fires first. And so Academy Puggers off the back of that ridiculous op play by F Diddy take the round. That was a 4K from the Alper.
Yeah. Looks like team name's going to be ecoing this round. Academy Puggers taking a little time on the buy, but they got it. After peeking the op, misses the shot. Looks like the Academy Puggers are going to be focusing around the B side.
Oop.
Yeah, see that smoke from F Diddy. It looks like they're making that slow B push, creeping through halls. Bauer hears the Molotov being thrown. Bauer can't do much right now with just a pistol, especially if they push out. Looks like there's some action going on in halls.
That's a good catch. They push a player up underpass, and they actually catch out the opper. So it's F Diddy down. His op will be retrieved, and now some damage dusted up in towards mid, but Slug quite low makes him susceptible to these pistols, as is Loki. So this is getting a little risky, a little frisky, if you will. And Bauer only has 18 HP, but he only needs to land one shot. There it is. It's about the 8th one out of his gun, but it works. Dipping his toe into fire is going to take him all the way down to 2 HP, though. And look at the damage done. A lot of this is going to come into Sibo. Sibo is going to go all the way through apartments. But Fark just has to land one shot on Slug to make this a 2v1. And now Sibo coming into the apps. He's got the AWP. If he catches out this high health player and sweeps, they can just turn this all on its head. Sweeps wisely going to tuck in towards Van. The question is, does Sibo clear it? If he does, this should be quickly dealt with. The question is if he has the presence of mind to do so. Fark finds a kill on the player bench. Now they know his spot, but Sweeps has the help, and it should be a matter of course to take the round as well. I don't know if he left himself enough time to get that up. He did not, but the AK at least retrieved. It means that Academy Puggers pick up another round, and they deal with the threat of the eco from Team Name.
Unfortunately, Farg missing that pre-fire near the end there by Van costed them the round.
Yeah, I think even if he swung that with the health that he had and started pre-firing it, I just don't think there was much possibility. Hard to do. They really needed the AWP in Palace or in Apartments to find the kill on the Van player. It just doesn't work out that way. And sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Lining up their smokes on A. Sweeps with the CT smoke. Honey with the Molly getting down to 50 HP.
Molly's himself.
Molly's himself. Gonna have a nice barbecue tonight.
They probably know where he is now as well. The flashes are good, but he can't find the shot. Honey's just challenging right here. He'll find a kill. That's good based on how much struggle he was having early in the round to be able to convert that. And now they're being picked apart as they cross towards A. Last player picked out of the sandwich and taken a bite out of. So that's going to be a 3rd round for Team Name, and it's one they desperately needed. 4 alive as well is going to help them get this economy back on track. They won't be able to buy the AWP, but they'll have full rifles and a lot of utility to play with in this round.
This will definitely allow them to, especially since Academy Puggers has to force this round. Team Name's definitely going to be able to have a little bit of an edge trying to get back and stabilize that that scoreboard.
Interesting that they go for the force. Must have been double eco territory. F. Diddy going to lead the charge with a UMP, but otherwise it's just pistols. Academy Puggers, they don't want to give up the momentum here. F. Diddy gonna toss a smoke. Where does this go? Cat smoke, and now they're coming in, but it's gonna be the push through, and Farg is good for at least one. The flank is on quickly as well, and players have just been melted away on the bomb site. So now F. Diddy will be nated to oblivion as he's cooked alive in the kitchen. And in 4 rounds picked up by Team Name, they've now brought it even.
That kitchen's quite a fire hazard.
You know, if you can't take the heat, you better get the heck out of the kitchen.
That's what happens when you just don't know how to cook. F. Diddy just...
He's the kind of man who can burn mac and cheese.
Can burn water on the stove.
We're going to have Austin take the initial peek through to mid, but no one's going to really contest him this time. He's not had a lot of luck with this mid fight, but this is an eco. No op against him. Nothing to really fear here. Oh. Molly out, Honey raining nades behind it, and he's going to get pushed by these pistols. Had the flash, but he's not going to swing on it. They're close up, but Austin has a shooting gallery, and the spray will be good. He actually comes away with 4 kills in the round, as I think his Molly found 2. Speaking of being cooked alive, 5th round picked up by Team Name, and you can see from their money how good of a job they've done of keeping these last few rounds clean. They've just been farming up that cash, and now they got a lot in reserve. Also, Honey... That 4K tacks onto an already impressive line. He's got 13 kills at this point early in the game. 9 rounds in, 13 frags.
Certainly doesn't hurt their economy to have those 4 frags from Honey with that AUG. So Academy Puggers, if they lose this round, they're not going to be able to buy the next. They're running really low.
This is interesting. FDD has been a nuisance in mid. He's been shooting them in the head previously. He knows there's a player in connector. Oh, he's just waiting. He wants that head to come around the corner. There it is. He gets the frag. That's huge. Had all of the information as well, and he knows there was a window player backed off, but the timing is perfect from Austin. Just waits for him to have to reload off of that spray and finds the trade. Big pick from the AWPer. Now they've got a pretty good read that this is coming to A based on that attempted underpass play. He's going to tuck himself in the corner of jungle, but he's losing teammates in the meantime off of the catwalk. He's got to try and hit the first shot, but just misses. The barest of glimmers would have done the damage, and they're trying to push him off. Nearly catches the planter as he moves to site, but the bomb will go ahead and be planted, and it's going to be left to Bauer to find that frag back from the ticket booth. Can't get the other, and now it comes down to a 1v1. Sweeps on site, and Austin coming in with the AWP. Austin with an AWP now coming up the stairs, trying to stomp on over. They know exactly where he's coming from, and it's just a duel between these two players. Who blinks first? And nade is good. Just trying to force him into the angle, make it so that the pistol is enough to knock him down, but Sweeps is playing this to perfection, and he will have the close-up spray. So Sweeps toying with him around the plant site, just going to ultimately steal away the round.
Guess you could say he swept the floor.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there it is. Finally got to use it. I've been waiting this whole time.
Sometimes the joke pays off. Sometimes it does. There's going to be plenty of money on that CT side, so they'll buy right back into it. No problemo here. But this would be the round that would break them. Gex the only, or Farg at Gex. We are at Gex. Farg the only one with money in reserve. It's a haggard buy, though, for the Academy Puggers. That last round came down to a clutch, so it was expensive. They do not have a lot of utility to get on site, and they've got 2 Galils. Not the ideal gun to be taking a site with.
Yeah, they had to take those Galils because of their economic disadvantage last round. Looks like they're going to molly off Halls. Academy Puggers hasn't really done anything substantial yet. Still trying to get that first pick. Still playing a little more passively. Loki and Slug are going to get taken out on A site?
I think it was mid.
Mid and A site. There was one coming out of
Ramp.
Ramp, yeah.
So that's a challenge for you, Academy Puggers. Now you've lost all of your A presence.
Yeah.
You have no map information towards that site. For all you know, they've rotated 4 off of it and are holding B with numbers. It's not going to be the case, but they're still going to be at a major disadvantage as they come through. There's a quick rotate coming through market now. They'll be hot on their heels even if they do manage to drop these players on site. It's a nice crossfire setup from the fence and out towards catwalk. They're going to come through, and there's the swing. They're only good for 1, though, but Bauer finds 2. And now it's F. Diddy stuck up in the apartments. He knows they're going to be hunting him. They've got control of the bomb, and Bauer has the time to leisurely pick up an AK as Austin finds that last frag. 6-5 team name. It's neck and neck between these two squads, but team name's just starting to pull ahead, and they're going to get an eco here to add some more numbers to that.
Actually, it's going to be a force from Academy Puggers. Looks like they're going to get, for the most part, armor along with their utility, or only Sweeps has utility, I suppose. Loki's not going to get armor. So
they don't want to be the first team to blink here. Austin's going to catch the first frag, no problem. There's a second as well, and he's got opportunity for the more. Finds it as well. Austin just ringing shots through this smoke and doing incredible amounts of damage. Now it's Bauer duking off with Fish. Fish has the deagle, so all he needs to do is find that one shot onto the dome. But ooh. Bauer, well, actually, not.
Austin.
How did Austin? Where? How? Where?
Uh-oh.
Market. Wow. Okay. Austin gets the ace. That man was everywhere in the round.
Insane.
In window, catches 3, swings out towards market, fast on the rotate before you even realize it. Bauer's about to find a kill, and Austin steals it from him as the player's falling, and then swings on that last player in apartments. Yeah. Austin really wanted that ace, and he got it.
Looks like it's going to be a B rush from the Academy Puggers since they're ecoing.
So now what you say for Bauer is, okay, you didn't have opportunity to get a kill in the last one. Here's a lot of opportunity. He's good for 2, and actually Loki, with the assist of Farg, gets the kill. I think that the molly from Farg did the damage. Yeah. They only lose 1 player, and they'll take their 8th round. These last few rounds have been so solid for Team Name. They've got so much money in reserve. They're just going to be able to buy out for the rest of this half no matter what comes. And they've looked like they have all the answer for Academy Puggers. It's been a force buy and an eco, to be fair, but now we've got the guns back out, and the problem is they're limited. They invested a fair amount, considering they were on a double eco.
Considering Academy Puggers actually ecoed last round and didn't force, they've accepted the fact that they're just not going to win the half. They're now just trying to go for an 8-7 half, getting as many rounds as they can. Skibo takes out F Diddy in underpass.
He's been risky. They've given him an opportunity out of underpass a few different times, but F Diddy that time fails to capitalize. It is going to be a take in towards A, but the smoke in towards Palace should slow them down at least for a moment. They'll slide a player out towards the Tetris position, and Fish will find the advantage over Honey in that encounter. But the damage is done and information's gained as well. However, Slug coming up the connector works it quite well. Austin, though, the monster from the last round, still good around. He's been traded, and now it's even numbers. Make that uneven numbers as Loki is now last alive in the Palace. He was hoping to never have to leave this spot and be able to hold it with his ult. But as it is, he's got 50 seconds to work with and some ground to cover to get this bomb planted and to get the round.
I think the reason why Academy Puggers is actually starting to... Ooh.
Nice little tag. They know where he is now.
Yeah.
The Molly's going to force him out. I actually don't think it's close enough.
Loki keeps looking CT, but...
They fluff the Molly. Oh, this is a potential opportunity for Loki. He just needs to hit one more shot. He knows where Bauer's coming from as well. Yes, he's one bullet away from death, but he's got 20 seconds. He can confirm this plant, and all it's going to take is one more twitch on the trigger, and Loki will have the round. 14th round of the game. If they could manage to steal away a 6th here, that would be huge. Bauer is just now starting to make his way up. And does he realize this player is swung in towards the shadow position? Time's ticking down. He's got to make his move. He had the read, but Loki has the shot, and he'll pin Bauer to the wall and find the 6th round for Academy Puggers. That's a big clutch.
Yeah.
I think you hear the noise coming through from the other room.
They're really excited. They know they're starting to get that morale back.
Unfortunately, our mics don't quite pick up that level of noise, but they're getting hype one room over.
Part of the reason I think why Academy Puggers lost their lead, you kind of see a lot of them sort of doing the same things. You see like F Diddy going down and getting killed by Skibo. But, you know, you see F Diddy almost every round going underpass, and Skibo, you know, running into him in connector. And that paid off maybe the first time around, but the last couple times he's done it, F Diddy's gotten shut down, and then they have the 4v5 disadvantage. And then at that point, Academy Puggers doesn't know what to do.
Now we've got players grouping up in towards the apartments. It's going to be Farg and Bauer to hold them off if they do, in fact, decide to hit this site. It looks like that's going to be the read. Smoke should sail in a moment here and make this B-take possible. Here they come. Volleys in towards Van. Going to force Farg out of his position. He's got to get close up by the window, looking for somebody to hop out, but they're actually out the other direction, and it's going to be Bauer to fall immediately afterwards. Leaves it to Austin to do some damage on the retake, and he's already found one with a nade in his hand. Austin, no fear, just getting aggressive around. He's actually going to be tagged up, and now he's close up to Sweeps, and as the smoke fades, Sweeps will have the advantage. So now it's just Acebo and Honey both coming in from the catwalk to try and get back up. Utility will be down to cover, but that just leaves everything on Acebo, who can find no quarter from the AWP of Loki. He clutched out the last round, and he'll deliver them this final round of the half as well. 8-7, good recovery from Academy Puggers in the last two to a very even half here on Mirage.
Yeah, Academy Puggers really did a good job after that last eco that they did. Wasn't quite expecting them to catch up to 8-7 like they did. Start of the next half. Looks like we have armor for everyone.
You know, my nose has been crazy itchy this game, and I think I've just realized why.
Why?
I think it's because I smell a fire match coming. So my nose is itching. And then we got players moving in towards underpass. There's going to be 4 leading the charge. Loki's playing up on the catwalk, so he could throw a spanner in their works as they start to move out, but it's going to be straight in towards the connector, and Loki needs to hold on here. He needs to find at least 1 kill from this position without dropping to really give his team a chance in this round. Going to go ahead and withdraw in towards the ladder, recognizing the potential for them to get positioning on him. And they've actually gone all the way around. So they get a player in towards chair, and then they slide them in the reverse. They slide them up mid, back towards T-spawn, and now they're going to move into a take towards A.
Done the good old switcheroo. I really like this strat. The only problem is that when they go up mid, they're at that distance. They're that range disadvantage with their Glocks.
What it does do is it means that the mid player, the catwalk player, was not willing to take the peek. He was just frightened of being caught out from underpass or chair, and now they've got a lot of positioning and players swinging in from mid. Sibo good for two, and the third, as Sibo goes huge in the second half pistol.
Wow. That was a great 3K coming out from Sibo. Looks like they're going to buy up. And Academy Puggers are going to have to eco this round if they want to buy the next.
3 MAC-10s. It's time to print some cashola.
Yeah, they wanted to take advantage of that utility more so than buying the AK or the Galil. Starting to use it all over B site, but there are no counter terrorists on that site. It's going to be an open site for team name. We got Austin going into market, actually having this long-range fight with sweeps. Taking him out, taking out Slug as well. Farg takes out Fit. Farg took out FDiddy as well. Loki's the last one alive, just hanging out in window, waiting for an unsuspecting terrorist to come through.
They know he's here.
They know. Oh, well, he got
still
Austin.
going to test him.
There it is.
Look, they don't call it the murder hole for nothing. You go through it, you get murdered. It's in the name, man. It's in the name.
He got a nice headshot on Austin, though. I'll give him that.
It's not a big problem because
not.
they don't really want to take 3 MAC-10s into this next round anyway up against the guns. It's one thing to have 2 SMGs. 3 SMGs really starts to limit you. So they will pick up 3 rifles, just the 2 SMGs, and a bit of a bonus round mentality here. But they've hit double digits now, and Academy Puggers, they've got the AWP. Loki was ridiculous with this in the first half. We'll see if he can have the same kind of impact on his own CT side. They're actually going to take the op towards apartments, which is not something that we saw Team Name do.
No.
So a bit of a wrinkle here, and instead the damage is all going to come in towards mid. The opera on the other side, Austin finds 2, one with a Molotov as well. Find a lot of ground here and allow them to upgrade the SMGs as well. So mid control completely taken away. Utility good to secure it. Full upgrade of weaponry away from the MAC-10s, and now they can flood up catwalk and in towards the site. And it's going to fall to Loki to fend them off. He's in the apartments. They don't know he's here. He's found 1. Now he's revealed himself. The position has struck. Can he strike twice? The mollies are going to be good to keep him out. They'll secure the bomb plant off the back of that and keep the AWP from being able to threaten them. So the retake will have to come in from elsewhere. It's Slug to try and lead the charge out of market. But as time ticks down, they need to make their way out now if they're going to do so. It's looking like it might actually be a save, but Fish finding a kill might make them think better of it. Still, these players retreating into the window, and that should spell the end of the round. It feels like they half want to save, half want to go for it. They can't decide. Now Fish is back out. He's back in action. They found enough kills to justify it as far as they're concerned, but they better go quick. It's left to Austin to hold him off the defuse, and he can do exactly that. Finds the last 2 kills, secures the round with a nice 4K as well.
That
11-7.
That definitely came down to the miscommunication on the part of Academy Puggers, excuse me, because they couldn't decide whether or not they wanted to save or not.
It was a weird situation. It was sort of, they were half saving, and then the op peeks out of apartments doing that sort of NA save of trying to find that last kill. They find that kill, and it's like, oh, okay, well, do we go for this?
Yeah, it was a 3v2 at that point, but you have to commit to something. You can't be indecisive in those situations.
They're going to decisively flood as many players as possible up mid, and despite finding 1, Austin will soon be overwhelmed. So there's a gun retrieve. The only problem is the rest of his teammates, they're dead. So the bomb will be planted. And now it's a question of how much damage can they possibly do in mid before they get eliminated. Last player's top mid, cannot save the gun. Team Name will clean them up, take the 12th round, and secure that 5-round lead. Now in round number 20, Team Name seem like they're starting to put some distance on their opponents, and as a response, the Academy Puggers, they're going to break out the double op.
You still have to give it to Academy Puggers, though, from the last round. I mean, that was a decent eco. They got two kills. So, I mean, it wasn't enough to disrupt the economy of Team Name, since Team Name already has, you know, Sibo has $7,500, Bauer has $5,200, Honey has a full buy.
The magic number if you're fighting against the T side is 3. You really need 3 kills for it to do much damage on their economy. As it is now, Fish is up close with the AWP. He knows they're coming around. This is such a risky spot to play. If they flash him, he's a dead man. As it is, he misses the initial shot, and that'll be just as good as a flashbang to end his life. So the site has fallen. The bomb will be planted. I don't even know why they're thinking about going for this, but they'll get close enough for Sweeps to get eliminated. Now it's all just Loki, who's gotten one shot off, but he's given away his position as a response. And at this point, Team Name, they've got enough money that they're just going to throw as many bodies at him as they can to try and take this gun out of his hands. He spotted one. He knows they're here. He knows there's likely more coming from the market, but he just doesn't have the initial shot, and they've got the swing from the market to finish him. He will fall, and the 13th round will be picked up by Team Name.
I gotta admit, I was rooting for him. I was rooting for the 1v4 clutch, 1v5 clutch.
Even if he gets it, he gets all those kills.
Yeah, he couldn't defuse.
He couldn't get to the site defuse.
No, of course not.
Would have just been the save.
It would have been a sick play, though.
That it would have been. It's like a bittersweet highlight.
Yeah.
Yay! Oh. It's like when you lose a game, but you drop 30.
Looks like it's going to be a half buy coming out from Academy Puggers. But Team Name still has that gun advantage. Going to take out Sweeps. Going to sweep the floor with him. All the CTs are starting to rotate slowly over the B site as Team Name is starting to push out. Fish getting that nice deagle shot on Austin. They're starting to slowly push out Team Name. No one's quite done too much yet. Fish getting taken out by Farg, Bauer taking out Loki, and the site is cleared. Terrace won the round, 14-7.
He a dead man. Dead man in mid. Dead man walking. 14 rounds now, double the scoreline of the Academy Puggers, and they are running out of rope here on Mirage. Going to be the double op once again. We did not see them have much success with it last time. They tried to get really aggressive with the double op around the stairs, and Fish was punished for it. This time, the second AWP will find it in itself in the hands of F. Diddy,
who just lost it.
He did not have any more success. So F. Diddy gone. One op already out. Slug at least answers back, but here's going to be damage on towards the second opper, so now they know Loki's playing from that ticket booth position. It looks like they still want to hit A, but they don't actually need to. They've got a player in towards the connector. They know there's more presence coming from this direction. Question is going to be, does Slug get chased out of the spot? All they need is one tick to get him. He somehow finds a kill before dying, so that's plenty of impact, all things considered. And now they've got 2 players coming in from CT. Bomb is dropped, so they're going to have to recover that and reevaluate the way they want to go at this. The smoke's a little too deep to block off this CT position. And so Fish is going to swing. He gets one for free, and now Honey knows that the jig is up, but Fish is too far forward for him to deal with. Leaves it to Sibo, who finds the first and now wants to find one more to close out the round. Does he realize Sweeps is coming from the same spot? Oh, Sweeps hops up. He's going to give him the info. He's going to go for the plant. Oh, this is so risky.
Oh, my gosh.
Sibo's going to walk right past him. Sweeps will have the backstab shot, and there it is. Sweeps finds the kill and the round for Academy Pugger. A round that they desperately needed, but here's the problem. They kept one alive.
Yeah.
It was so expensive.
Yeah.
They had the double up. It was so expensive.
Yeah. Well, they needed to try something different. You know, the stuff that they were doing wasn't working. So if they hadn't done, I mean, then again, F. Diddy did die with the op at the beginning of the round, and they're gonna try and have him use the op again.
I mean, you gotta go for it, right? You gotta make those big plays. You gotta swing for the fences. The question is just, he also gotta keep some bodies alive. So now it's very challenging in this round. If they lose it, they will be reset. Sweeps good for one, but that's all she wrote as they fall out of the apartments and straight into his death. However, it sets up Fish nicely here with the AUG living in the current meta to just have Bauer left alone. Bauer, though, a threat in and of his own right, has already found a kill into the round. And unfortunately, the bomb has been dropped out of the apartments. So he's running out of real estate with which to work. They know exactly where he is. They've got him in a corner. There's no real reason for them to take the fight. He's going to swap the gun instead of reloading, which is a nice wrinkle. But it'll be Loki from the catwalk. Actually, not from the catwalk. That was Slug to find the kill with the scout.
That round, Team Name's coordination was definitely off. I don't think there was a call made. I think they just think they're so far ahead, they can just kind of do whatever. But that was such a crucial round. Academy Puggers now has the momentum to potentially win the game.
Long road still to go.
Yes.
5 rounds.
Of
They're
course.
behind. All it takes is one slip up where you don't keep your economy healthy, and they're still a little on the ropes economically for them to fade away.
But they're so much more ahead than they were before. Well, spoke too soon.
That's true, but Loki's going to peek in towards Palace and bring back a frag. Still, mid has fallen. That's going to make it a lot more challenging as I look to find my 6 key. Slug barely clinging to life, and Sibo's traded out another frag, so the numbers starting to stack up. That push into Palace was good, except now it gives information that there's 2 players over towards this A bomb site. So as they retrieve the bomb, they can sneak their way over to B. It's Sweeps, who feels he has to get aggressive, especially considering he's got an SMG in hands. So he's going to creep in towards the apartments, and this could be great if he catches off the bomb. Farg is looking for it, though, and Farg will not be caught unawares. This is a great read from Team Name, as they've now got so much control towards the site. They've got it completely wrapped up. Might as well put a bow on it. Sibo is going to have the shot in a moment, and there it is, and that leaves it all to Slug. He's got 10 HP and is just going to tuck his tail between his legs and whimper his way on back to the Palace. You know, as far as places to hide out, a Palace isn't a bad deal.
No, not at all.
Those couches look comfy. Cushions.
Not really. I feel like there are too many pillows on that.
I'm
there
into
are
it.
way too many
That's
pillows.
like a lounging couch. Like, you go all the way over and, like, get some grapes. Yeah. That's the move.
So Academy Puggers is looking for the overtime. I mean,
yeah, they're battling for overtime. They'll need 6 rounds in a row to get it, and their economy is going to be shattered. F. Diddy's got money. Slug will be able to drop 1-ish.
Oh.
Unless he dies right here.
There it is.
Whew, he doesn't die. So he'll be able to drop 1, but they're going to be right on the ropes. It's going to be deagles and prayers, folks. Deagles and prayers. So 2 rifles to work with, one of which is an AUG. Sweeps goes for the P250. Get some more utility up. I love the P250, but it's betrayed me. It's hurt me before.
It'll do that.
There's a lot of stars
it is a gun.
in that gun. Yeah,
it'll
but
hurt you.
It'll miss too. I'm not so worried about it shooting me. When someone else does it, that's fine. It's more when I try and shoot somebody and it goes elsewhere. Sweeps aggressive up mid with that fabled P250. He's not going to be able to line up the shot. The gun betraying him once again. Like the one ring is slipping from your finger. Betrays its bearer. It's going to be the bomb in towards ramp as they're just waiting to let this CT defense spread out. And it'll do exactly that. The question is, where's the op playing? The answer, stairs. So he has the potential to really ruin this for Team Name, but they really do need this AWP to answer in big. And F. Diddy's got his attention split between ramp and the middle position. So it all comes down to which direction is he looking at which time, and do they smoke him off. Honey finds a kill. That'll trigger that the op needs to look this direction, so Honey will lose his life. But now that confirms the location of the AWP, and they will use utility to push him back. Does this Molotov spread? It does indeed. F. Diddy has to fall back just a little bit, and that allows the bomb to cross. However, dropping a player in towards the connector is going to give some more space in towards site. And now Fish can lead the charge back out from Ticket Booth. However, he can't get the kill. This is so very dangerous. They're swinging back and forth. This round is a wild one, and that's a big kill to pick up. Leaves it all to F. Diddy, who can do no such thing. So 16-9 is the scoreline as the very originally named Team Name take it on Mirage.
Austin did amazing that game.
He was a guy.
He had 27 kills.
It was big play. Big plays with the AWP, in particular in the first half, but in the second half as well.
Right.
Strong performance from the whole Team Name squad. They started out a little shaky, but once they started to take that lead, they really locked it in and confirmed it. So well played to Team Name. They will be continuing on. I'm not sure if we're done with that group or still in that group. I'm going to have to take a peek at the brackets. If you want to check out the brackets in chat, I think we have a command set up to type !brackets
yes,
and have it pop up. So you can check that out, figure out where we're at, where we're going. I see a man with 4 pizzas walking past me.
Yeah.
And I just ate pizza, but I'm still thinking about it. It's inspiring dreams. It's inspiring dreams in my heart of warm, cheesy crust.
Oof.
So, thank you all for joining us here, folks. We've got more CS on the way, so don't go anywhere. Plant your little behinds in your chairs and get ready for some more red-hot CS action. I am Darth Mike. This is Josh. Do you have a tag, Josh?
Linguistic.
Josh?
Linguistic is my tag, yes.
Because talking, voice, it makes a lot of sense. Linguistic, I like it for the casting. So, we'll be back in a flash, folks. Don't go anywhere.